actually in our bones and in our blood to commune.
There's
with
two
nature.
super cool books that are coming to mind right now. I'm not sure if you've read or are familiar with either one of them. One is Conscious by Annika Harris. So that book's about polypsychism, the concept that, that more than just animals have consciousness, and kind of like just taking a closer look at that. And then she even gets into things that come out in the book, The Hidden Life of Trees.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Super cool. And just without taking over the mic too far, just that they get into this concept that like the trees and plants, you can measure their electrical signals and see like house plants can tell when their caretaker is a certain distance to them. And they're also showing that like many trees, they have the electrical signal. I think it's something like 2.1 inches per second is the electrical signal. And that when giraffes or other sorts of animals in the African plains, that we can tell that like the acacia trees release a poison, right? And so the giraffes will eat the acacia tree. The tree says, I'm being eaten, and its leaves all have like taste buds, can tell and have some sort of memory. It's able to say, when we have a saliva like this, release a toxin like this, and then the pheromones go in the air, and the giraffes have learned to either go upwind or very far downwind to avoid the now toxic leaves that weren't toxic initially, that the tree turned into toxins after it learned that it was being eaten by something that it remembered. That if you're eaten by this, then you ought to produce this. And by the way, everybody else, produce some of this too, because we've got giraffes in the area, right? It's just fascinating, And so when you talk about like speaking to rivers and speaking and kind of like more of a connection to earth, this gets me back to like my concept of trauma reversal really is curiosity. Like then people always talk about the trauma and the trauma triggers and everything.